Lesson 6. Foundation is key. So many of our families don't have a foundation, and that's part of the reason why, as a people, it's hard for us to excel. Many of our families are broken. Many of us are put out into the world to fend for ourselves with little help. Some of our parents don't think about our future and live life selfishly. You are the man who needs to break these generational curses and give your family something to stand on. This doesn't just mean money. You may not have a good relationship with your parents due to drugs, their ego, or upbringing. You can be the one to break this cycle by being more relatable, more reliable, or more understanding. Your parents may not have been able to teach you the skills you need to thrive, but you can break this cycle. You must try and lay a better foundation for the future in every way possible. Be the parent you wish you had, and if you had a good one, be better. Now, some people may be offended by this, but I'm sorry. Our parents, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball big time. It's the more I learn, it's just so many areas that have room for improvement. We got a lot of work to do. We got a whole lot of work to do. And it all starts with the foundation. Like, as a man, you got to lay the foundation for your family and think about the generations that's about to come after you. You got to be so far ahead when it comes to planning this stuff. Like, it's not even funny. And it's unfortunate that all the mistakes from our predecessors are falling on our shoulders. But hey, we gotta bear the burden. And the first part of that is laying a foundation, which means that you gotta make sure that your family gonna be good no matter what. For example, if I got 100, 200, or say if I got enough money to buy a house right now, I'd buy the house that we living in now. And in my trust, I would put that anybody that came from my nutsack can come stay in this house. Up to 5, or it's a 6-bedroom, so up to 6 people. And you can come, stay. I probably have rent super low. You know what I mean? If a house is paid for, rent will be super low just to maintain everything and keep everything cool and go back into the trust. But that would be me thinking of a foundation for the future generations so that I know that they're going to be good. They always have something to come back to, and it'll be a floor for them to where it's like, dang, I got to go back to the house. You know what I'm saying? And figure things out, and I will probably put other things in my trust that force them to do better. Like, you gotta go to school X, Y, and Z to get money from my trust. You gotta have a trade, or things like that. Like, we have to get creative when it comes to thinking about our future generations, because our parents ain't do that. They wasn't thinking about none of that. They wasn't thinking about nothing but they self. Honestly, a lot of them. I can't put it on everybody, but definitely the majority. Everybody that I'm around my age, parents was not thinking about us, especially the ones that was getting this money in the 90s. It was cracking in the 90s. It was too much money being made for them not to be thinking about us, but they wasn't. Now, people are a lot more woke. So maybe that's it. We got social media. It's easier for us to obtain knowledge, but we can't just obtain the knowledge. Like, we have to do something with it and set the foundation for who's coming next. Like, we got to make sure when we pass the baton that we actually put some work in, because a lot of us are starting from the bottom. I'm starting from the bottom. I mean, I got help to an extent, but I got to start from the bottom, and I don't want my kids to have to do that. I don't want my kids to have to do that. So we got to start thinking about laying that foundation. And that's why lesson 1 is have a trade. because it's part of laying the foundation. You always gonna be able to go get money, and more than likely, your child, your son, if you have a son, is gonna see that and be like, okay, dad had a trade. That's gonna stick with him. Especially if y'all get along, you gonna naturally pass some of what you know to him, if not all of it. So it's important that you lay the foundation for the future generations so they don't have it as hard as we did. But you can't just lay the foundation with just money. It gotta be knowledge, it gotta be money, it gotta be love and affection, it gotta be all that. Like, we have to be better parents. You have to be a better parent. I'm talking to the generations younger than me. Like, it's gonna be crazy for y'all. It's gonna be crazy for y'all. Like, I hear the stories from my little brothers from their schools. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. Like, the females y'all dealing with, crazy work. Crazy work. These little Cardi B's and little Megan Thee Stallions, these little stallions. Oh man, I really feel sorry for y'all. I think I got it bad. So y'all with the sexy reds, y'all gonna have it. It's sad. So if you part of that generation, every lesson that I'm dropping right now is like gold. You should treat that like gold, bro. Because if you don't treat it like that now, when you get older, you're going to come back to this and be like, dang, bro told me. Bro told me don't do that. Take advantage of it now and look at the dudes later and be like, dang, bro told me. I'm glad I listened and I ain't turned out like you. I'm glad my baby mama not like that. I'm glad I got a trade and I can get to the bag and I ain't got to sleep on the homie couch. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I'm glad I could put the homie on, or I'm glad the homie could sleep on my couch. You know what I'm saying? Like lay the foundation now. Right now. Don't hesitate. Get it done. It'll save you. It'll save you. Don't wait till you in your 30s to start thinking about this kind of stuff. The earlier you take care of it, the better. Because I promise you, if I had did some of these things and had some of this stuff on my mind when I was younger, I know it's not the most important thing, but I'd have balled so hard. I'd have put the homies on. I wouldn't even have to get my hands dirty like I got them dirty. I just would have put the homies on, let them do it. Like, y'all do it here. I got to go to work, but this what you need? Bam. All right, do that. And I wouldn't even cared about the money because I'd have been young. It'd have been like, all right, well, you lose the money, you do some weird stuff. We just not homies no more. But I'd have been such a major asset, not just to myself, but everybody around me. Man, yeah. But you live and you learn. And that's why I'm doing this, is so that y'all can learn from my mistakes, and excel and surpass me and set the foundation for y'all families so that as a people, we could be doing better out here. I can only hope that I have a big impact, but please take what I'm saying serious. Please lay that foundation for you, your family, for our people. Like, yeah, man. And it's really not that hard if you do it early. If you start thinking like that early, it makes it so much easier. Versus later, it's a lot harder. And you I promise you won't regret it. You're gonna be like, man, I'm so glad that I start thinking like this now. But lay that foundation, bro. For real. And yeah, that even come to relationships too. Cultivate the right relationships early. That's another one. I'm glad I ain't miss it. Cultivate those relationships early. Like it's gonna be people that you meet at a young age. Stay solid. Don't be doing weird stuff. You know what I mean? Make sure you got the right people around you, and make sure that even if, like, don't make enemies when you young. That's part of laying your foundation. I made a lot of enemies when I was younger because I thought I was tough. And, I was beefing with dudes. Some of the dudes that I was beefing with, I'm so cool with now. I would have laid them down. I would have laid them down. I almost did in certain ones, and we cool now. It's crazy, like the Young Thug and Lucci thing. Like Young Thug and Lucci was the solid ones. Those people in their camp who was foul. Same with me when I was younger. It's dudes that I was beefing with. They so solid. And we like they some of my if something happened to them, I'ma cry because he a real one. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't common. So versus focusing on all the little petty stuff you can beef about, just be trying to find the people who real. And if they not real, leave them alone. But other than that, getting to it at the younger stages in life is pointless, bro. It's pointless. You need to be trying to collect real ones as you go because it's rare. You know what I mean? So you can't discriminate when it comes to finding real ones because you ain't gonna find too many. You might be a real one on the other side. Why is it the other side? Because you chose to pick a side. In your own team ain't no sides. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wear the same color. Ain't no sides. So you can't even think like that. You just need to be thinking about the real one that's gonna throw you an alley-oop later. You know what I'm saying? And it happens because it's who you know, not what you know, who you know. You know, what you know can be important for sure. But, man, the job I got right now, I got it because of who I know. Couldn't find nothing decent at all, but made a phone call. And boom, made it happen. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be able to do this right now. Which is crazy. Because I know a lot. I'm qualified to do a lot. They wasn't messing with me. I had to know somebody. So that's definitely part of laying your foundation. People, money, skills. You know what I mean? Like, think ahead. And get it done as early as possible. But I'm going to end this one. This an important one, okay? Lay that foundation, P. Don't be playing about it. Get it done as early as you can. And I'm out. I'll catch y'all next lesson. Say hello, Dad.